again. Check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Amsterdam Mohawks facing off against the Saugerties Stallions on July 7th in a day of the week that's after Wednesday. Do that again. 1, 2, 3. It's echoing in your head. What could it be? You think it's any of those levels? What do you mean? Like these? Doing I tried it, but I couldn't figure out which ones. I want to see. Yeah, want me to try? Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, check. Oh. Yep. We're on camera. That's not real. What do you mean echoing? Like, oh. I feel like we were on the right track because I turned these. A beautiful day out here in Amsterdam, New York, where the Saugerties Stallions are trying to look for their very first win against the Amsterdam Mohawks for the second time at Shuttleworth Park. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Saugerties Stallions baseball campaign on the road to repeat to the 2022 PGCBL Championship. I'm John Drager. Alongside me is my partner in Kyle McMullen, live from the traveling Ulster Savings broadcast booth. And we got quite a matchup tonight, and especially coming off a Stallions team who went 1-0-1 against the Utica Blue Sox last night in a doubleheader.
Yeah, last night's doubleheader, the first game ended at a 1-1 stalemate with a game that was very much in grasp all game long. A lot of really good pitching throughout, but bats came alive for the Stallions throughout the second game, starting with that 8-run third inning that saw 13 Stallion hitters come up to bat, including 9 hits in the inning. So we want to see a lot more of that tonight. Nice to see that they got all of those runs via the hit and not just a bunch of walks.
14 total hits for the Stallions in Game 2 against the Blue Sox, and an interesting note from that game, neither Scrine or Fish, two of their best hitters, wasn't playing in that second game. So a lot to look forward to as the Stallions are going to take on a Mohawks team who have had their number all season long.
Absolutely. Tonight is going to be game number 6 on the year against these Mohawks. Second time that the Stallions have traveled here to Shuttleworth Park. Since the first week of the year, we haven't been here, so it's a completely different Stallion team. If you remember those first 7 games, Stallions winless in that first week, but a completely different program, completely different ball club since then. You're going to see a lot different, little bit of a shakeup of the lineup. You mentioned, John, a second ago that Fish and Scrine were out of the lineup yesterday's second game, but tonight they're back in the lineup in some new spots that we haven't seen them in before.
Yeah, and why don't we take a look at tonight's batting order presented by Amatech, supplier to the military and aerospace. Batting leadoff for the Stallions will be the center fielder in Jelani Rogers, making his second straight start at the 8th position. Batting second, a new face in Brandon Fish, usually in that 3 spot, now batting second. He'll be at the hot corner. In the 3rd slot will be left fielder Easton Bertrand, who has had a very hot bat as of late. He'll be in left field tonight. The DH in Garrett Michelle, he'll be the 4th batter up for the Stallions. Kip Fugers, the first baseman, will bat 5th, followed by Jake Scrine, the catcher, I believe, in Game 1 against Utica, now designated as the extra hitter. He'll bat 6th. Evan Goforth gets back into the lineup after taking the whole day off against Utica. He'll bat 7th and will be playing second base. Alex Rodriguez, he moved up from the 9th spot last night to now the 8th spot. He'll be at shortstop. Colin Mackel, the right fielder, he'll be in the 9th hole. And rounding out the lineup, the catcher, and Nico Amory. Taking a look at the starting pitcher tonight for the Amsterdam Mohawks, it'll be the freshly new commit to the University of Houston, the Cougar himself, and Cade Satelli. So far on the year, 3-0 with a .87 ERA and 5 appearances, 20 2/3 innings, allowing 30 strikes, which is 3rd on the team.
Stallions have seen Satelli before. Gonna need to jump on some early count fastballs, a lot more velocity out of Satelli. The 6'3" right-hander out of Prosper, Texas, loves to get ahead in the count, and he fills up the strike zone consistently. So you're gonna need to see a lot of live at-bats, a lot of good approaches tonight if the Stallions are gonna be able to get one past the Amsterdam Mohawks.
And taking a look at the last appearance from Satelli, you have to go all the way back to June 30th when they took on the Dutchman, won that game 5-4. And 3 2/3 gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 6 hits, with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. And that wasn't nearly his best performance. That came against the Stallions back a week prior to his Albany start. And in the 11-0 win, pitched 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, with 2 walks and 11 strikeouts. So the Stallions are looking to avoid that same narrative right here at Shuttleworth Park. All right, we're just about set to get things rolling here with Jelani Rogers about to step on in to the batter's box to get this Stallions game going. Gatelli from the windup. And we are underway here from Shuttleworth Park, and that ball goes high for ball number 1.
Jelani currently sitting at 271 on the year. He went 1 for 3 in his last appearance with a single, a run, an RBI, and a strikeout.
1-0 goes high and inside for ball 2, so Satelli favoring that upstairs portion of the strike zone early.
Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble in the early going, commanding that fastball to Jelani, who loves being on top of that plate.
Here's the 2-0. Gets down Main Street for strike number 1.
There it is. He just needed to get himself one in there, and now he's definitely in this ball game.
Rogers, a .271 hitter with 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 8 RBIs on the year. We'll take that one up and away. So a 3-1 count now for the leadoff hitter.
Mohawks rocking the vest pinstripes tonight, and your Stallions in the road grays. I'm looking forward to this one. This Stallion team is looking like they're really coming into their own, creating a nice identity for themselves.
Satelli in the windup, firing the 3-1. Upstairs for ball 4, and a leadoff walk early for the Stallions.
3 of those pitches missing high and tight to Jelani. So not sure if he's going to be attacking the inside part of the plate, but maybe with Jelani being so up on the plate in that at-bat, kind of flustered Satelli in the early going.
And now that'll bring up Brandon Fish, the dual hitter tonight. And for Fish, he's currently riding a 12-game on-base streak right now for the Stallions. Let's see if he'll continue it on here. Righty versus lefty. Satelli down Main Street for strike number 1.
Yeah, I can tell he really likes that inner part of the strike zone against both hitters. You love to see it. Brandon Fish always has a great approach at the dish, looking for the right pitches.
From the stretch for the first time tonight, Satelli fires, just catching that outside edge for strike 2. So a quick 0-2-0 here for Fish. And you have to go back all the way to June 4th when the Stallions were last here at Shuttlesworth Park. Brandon Fish 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Now here's the 0-2. Just missing outside. Oh, and never mind. He got punched out. A very late call by the umpire and 1 away for the Mohawks.
Late call, as you said, John, and a tough break. That one looking like it might have been a little low for Fish, but apparently catching the outside strike zone and just enough of the plate.
And the first strikeout for Satelli tonight. So far, 1 walk, 1 strikeout in his 1/3 outing. That'll bring up Easton Bertrand. He'll swing first pitch, and that'll pop up over the grandstands towards that first base line.
And for those of you who have been unaware, Mr. Easton Bertrand has recently found himself a new home at Lipscomb University, the grad transfer. Congratulations to Easton. I'm sure that's a big weight taken off his shoulders. As you said earlier, John, he's been absolutely raking since that official visit to Lipscomb.
First pitch to the new Bison. Runner goes, and Bertrand will foul that off over the stands down the first base line. It will be an 0-2 count here for the freshly new committed Bison of Lipscomb.
Very tough break right there as the hit and run was on, as you said. And Jelani having a great break with Gage Miller vacating that second base position. It would have been a perfect time for Easton to be able to just poke one out to right field, potentially scoring the speedster in Rogers.
Rogers with 9 stolen bases on the year. 0-2 to Bertrand, swing and a miss for strike 3. So far, 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Satelli. And now that'll bring up Garrett Michelle, the recent high school graduate committing to Virginia Tech over his time at East Lincoln High School. Went 3 of 7 in his 2 games against Utica last night. And his first appearance against Amsterdam since June 23rd. Now he's dealing with a 2-out runner on first situation. Check back over to first will be dropped by Bush, but Rogers gets back to the bag in time.
Michelle, 2 hits in the second game, part of that really big inning, that 3rd inning where Stallions had 5 straight hits before recording a single out.
First pitch to Michelle. He pops that one up into shallow right center field. Miller will make the catch, and that'll be the final out of the half inning. Rogers leads off with a walk, but the Stallions cannot advance him to second as they go down after Rogers reaches first. 0-0 at Shuttleworth Stadium as we head to the bottom of the first with the Mohawks up to bat. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the traveling Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Welcome back to Shuttleworth Park 0-0 with the Mohawks coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first, and we'll take a look at the Stallions defense brought to you by Nacarado Insurance. Over 50 years, 50 carriers. They've got you covered. Behind the dish tonight for the Stallions will be Nico Amory. Looking at the infield, Kip Fugers will get the start on first base, followed by Goforth at second, Alex Rodriguez at short, and Brandon Fish manning the hot corner. In the outfield, Easton Bertrand will stay in left, Jelani Rogers over on right, and rounding out the outfield will be Colin Mackle from Marist out into the outfield. And taking a mound tonight for the Saugerties Stallions will be Brian Booley out of Florida Atlantic University. And taking a look at his season stats coming up on the PGCBL, 2-1 record with a 4.32 ERA and 16 2/3 innings pitched.
I'm very excited to see Booley have a little bit of a bounce-back game, as his last appearance was against Oneonta, where he recorded no decision in 4 1/3, allowing 5 runs, all of them earned, 6 hits, 4 walks, and a strikeout. And in his 2 appearances against Amsterdam on the year, he's 0-1 in 4 1/3, 3 runs, all of those earned, 4 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. In the time in between that, he really found a good groove, found the pitches that were working for him. So hopefully he went back in the lab and worked on a few things in the bullpen with himself and, of course, with the legendary Rich Doobie, the pitching coach. And hopefully we see some magic here in Amsterdam tonight.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Kyle. Great minds think alike. And now we're just about set to go here in the bottom of the first. And first to step up to Bully will be the second baseman in Gage Miller. Taking a look at Miller so far, the team leader in a batting average, hitting .382 on the year with 23 RBIs on 34 hits. First pitch Miller sees will be upstairs. Got away with the check swing there. 1-0 count.
Real close on that one. Miller seemed to be a little unaware of what he wanted right there. Very aggressive, able to hold himself back.
Bully fires the 1-0, and that seems to ring Ladies Liberty's bell right on the post near our press box.
Ring that bell indeed. You know the saying, every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings?
I believe that's from the movie It's a Wonderful Life, and it is July, and you've heard the term Christmas in July, so here we go. Bully now with a 1-1 count. Fires. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Got him on the outside edge, reaching.
Nice pitch right there from Booley. You notice that he likes to toe the far right side of the pitcher's mound, so that outside pitch comes across his body, working away from that right-handed batter.
Here's the 1-2, and that'll be dropped into shallow left field for a base hit. Miller rounding first, and he'll get things going with a leadoff single for the Mohawks.
Miller is the hottest bat in this Mohawk lineup, and he continues to swing that hot bat here with that leadoff single. That was a loud hit for the Mohawks.
Yeah, we heard it all the way up here in the skybox, as they like to call it here at Shuttleworth Park. And now Ian Petrute stepping up to the plate for the first time tonight. First pitch he sees, he'll take a swing at that one, but pop it foul over the grandstand. 1-1 count here.
Petrute's a 264 hitter so far on the year, which is 14 hits to his name, but he does have a big fly, so some power out of that left-handed batter's box that you got to keep an eye on, especially with the short porch in both left field and right field here at Shuttleworth.
280 down both the third base and first base lines. Petrutes takes that one low into the dirt for ball 1. That's something you also have to notice with that left field wall. As I don't know if it's very visible on the camera. It's sort of slanted back, so it's going to be hard to try to hit it over what they say is the green monster. 1-1 gets popped up into shallow left center field. Rodriguez underneath that one, and he'll make the grab for the first out.
Nice pitch right there from Booley to be able to get Petrutes very off balance and underneath that one, getting himself a very routine pop-up for the stud shortstop Alex Rodriguez to be able to handle very easily.
And now stepping up, third base coach Adam Cray's favorite third baseman, Brett Coker. So far, 378 on the year with 37 hits and 17 RBIs. Now dealing with 1 out and a runner on first. Booley from the stretch. Coker pops that one up into foul territory, but it's going to fade out of play into the stands.
Coker, another very, very dangerous hitter in this Mohawk lineup. Second highest batting average at 378, but the team leader in hits with 37. And he's got 8 doubles to his name as well. Lot to keep an eye on with Coker at the dish.
His last appearance against Saugerties, 2 hit by pitches. And the pickoff attempt to Gage, throw over to second, will be called safe by the umpire.
Very tough break there as Bully able to get Miller leaning hard, but it looked like Fugers, after receiving the throw from Bully, struggled to get it out of his mitt a little bit, and the tag from Goforth just barely late. Very unfortunate break for the Stallions.
So an opportunity to pick off Miller trying to go to second turns into runner in scoring position early for the Mohawks. Still an 0-1 count to Coker. Bully now fires. Low into the dirt. Big block right there by Amory.
Amory is just a fantastic catcher behind the dish. Doesn't let very much get by him at all. Always using that body in the right ways as a catcher.
Bully in his last start, 5 earned runs on 6 hits and 4 1/3 innings pitched. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and driven into center field. Rogers underneath that one. He'll make the catch. The runner thinks about tagging, but will stay put at that second base bag. 2 away here for the Stallions.
Really tough to run on any of the arms that these Stallions have in the outfield. Every single one of them, from the 3 guys that are starting to all the guys on the bench, just very dangerous out there. Pinpoint accuracy and a lot of velo as well.
And now stepping up to the plate will be the right fielder in Zach Gardner from Marshall University. The team leader in RBIs with 32 on the year. Next man up in that category is currently on second base with 23, in Gage Miller. First pitch Gardner sees, he'll take a whack at that one. Ground ball over to Goforth. He'll flip it on over to first and get the final out of the inning. After a leadoff single, the Mohawks go down in order as the score remains 0-0 heading to the top of the second. Don't go anywhere. More Saugerties Stallions baseball is on the way after this. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Bob Gehring Septic. Honest, dependable, reliable. If you need it pumped out, call Bob. And by Diamond Mills, world-class amenities and refined luxury. We head now to the top of the second, and after a leadoff walk for Satelli, he retired 3 straight Stallions, and now it's going to be 5, 6, 7 with Kip Fugers, the first baseman, stepping up to lead things off here.
Really tough break in that first inning with the pickoff that came to naught, and Miller able to reach to second base, but a really great job from Bully, able to pick himself up, getting himself a fly-out and a ground out right after each other to end the inning.
First pitch, Future sees, he'll take a hack at that one. Ground ball to the third baseman, Coker. Throw on over to first. Will be in time for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Satelli.
Every single ground ball you can just imagine is more than likely going to be able to get fielded here on the AstroTurf at Shuttleworth Park. All true hops, no bad breaks here on the turf.
And now Jake Scrine stepping up to the plate in an unusual spot in the batting order. Usually 4th for Colin Martin's squad, now sitting at that 6th spot as tonight's extra hitter.
You like to see a different look when you're facing a team like Amsterdam, kind of forcing them to take a new look to the same offense.
Scrine's first pitch he sees will catch that outside edge for strike number 1.
And I say same lineup, but really these guys, even if they are the same names, look very different than that first week or so of this season.
A lot more lively here. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and Scrine seemed to try to hold back on that check swing.
Hold back way too late. Scrine looks like he was guessing on that 0-1 off speed.
So far, Satelli with an 0-2 count now. Pitch count in the 15 pitches right now. 11 strikes to 4 balls. Here comes the 0-2 upstairs. 1-2 count now.
And that's the first ball that he's thrown since walking Jelani Rogers, the leadoff man, in the top of the first inning.
So Satelli's quickly finding his groove early on, and the Stallions trying to figure out Satelli. Out of his windup, here comes a 1-2. Swung on and popped up right at that first base line. Bush getting underneath that one, making the grab for out number 2.
A guy like Satelli in a .87 ERA, you can imagine that he'll be able to figure things out pretty quickly. Maybe next time he'll say, okay, I just need to throw about 4 or 5 more pitches in the bullpen so I'm actually completely warmed up.
And now Evan Goforth stepping up to the plate. We haven't seen him since that 4th inning on that July 4th game against the Dutchman.
Run into some knee issues since.
Swing and a miss for strike 1 goes Goforth.
A little bit of soreness, not much of an injury to report. He just needed a couple games off, and Colin Martin, the head coach here for your Stallions, very much obliging, giving his middle infielder the day off.
0-1 to Goforth, upstairs and outside for ball 1. Count now sitting even. And an interesting note for Goforth. He had 6 hits in his last 4 games as a Stallion. So taking that off day against Utica helped. 1-2 goes down Main Street for strike number 2. So the Stallions down to their final strike of the inning before getting back out onto the field.
Goforth very hot, very cold at certain times in the year. Had a 9-game hitting streak that he lost back on June 25th against Albany.
Here's the 1-2, way outside, right in the left-handed batter's box. 2-2 now.
And going back to that, 0-9 after losing the streak. And since then, he's 6 of 11 with a double, a triple, 4 runs, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, 4 stolen bases, and just 2 strikeouts. So, again, very hot, very cold is Evan Goforth.
Let's see if that hot bat pays off with the 2-2. Ground ball into the gap, and Miller will let that go for a base hit.
Nice piece of 2-strike hitting right there. Fastball in the outer half, short swing, just hitting a chopper, bouncing ball into that 4-hole. Stallions get themselves a runner on with 2 away.
And now 7 hits in his last 5 for the Indiana middle infielder. Now Alex Rodriguez stepping up to the plate for the first time tonight. In Game 2 against Utica, his bat went silent, but managed to get on in a pinch runner situation in Game 1, replacing Brett Hecker.
Yeah, 4 for 13 in his last 5 appearances as well.
Swing and a miss for strike 1 goes Rodriguez. He seemed to get way ahead of that pitch.
Absolutely, just wasn't looking for it. Tried to jump on something early. Bad break there, but it's just a strike, so he's still got 2 more to work with in the at-bat.
Satelli from the stretch. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Rodriguez going fairly aggressive to start this at-bat.
Satelli climbing the ladder nicely there. That would have been a very tough pitch for Goforth to try and steal on as he started to break towards second but thought better of it, and I think that was the right decision. A fastball upstairs like that, giving the catcher a great opportunity to throw you out.
Batting .250 on the season. Rodriguez gets the 0-2, and that goes well outside for a 1-2 count now.
Hunter Thomas behind the plate is a pretty powerful presence, similar to that Nico Amory that we boast about all the time for the Stallions. Very, very consistent behind the plate. Doesn't let much get by him.
In 120 innings, he has had a few fastballs get by him and a swing and a miss for Rodriguez for strike 3. Satelli's third, and that one will end the half inning. The bottom of the second we go, still scoreless at Shuttleworth Park. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be back. Saugerties Stallion Baseball, brought to you by Ephros Orthodontics, smile provider for the Stallions. Emerson Spa, a hidden treasure in the Catskills. And by Dwyer Contracting, high-quality craftsmanship and a family-owned business. A little bit of a stalemate heading into the bottom of the second inning, as so far, only one base runner getting on in each half inning between both teams. The Mohawks are looking to change that here with 5, 6, 7 coming up.
Bully, again, we talked about it last half inning, making some good headway after that leadoff single, able to work his way out of that runner in scoring position, going right after the next two batters that the Mohawks brought up to the plate. Nicely done. Hoping to see more of that grit, more of that bounce back energy in this half and the rest of the game going forward.
And it could have been 3 up, 3 down for Bully if they would have picked off Miller going to second from Fugers.
The untraditional way, of course.
Very untraditional way, but regardless, they got the 3 outs after that single. And now stepping up will be the extra hitter in Mark Black. Taking a look at his stats from the batter's box, has the night off behind the plate. And Bully will throw that one for a strike. Black hitting .328 on the year with 11 RBIs, 21 walks to 8 strikeouts. Now finds himself in an 0-1 count early. Bully puts that one in for strike 2. 0-2 hole now for the leadoff hitter.
Black, another really good hitter in this Amsterdam lineup, .327, cracking the top 6 in this lineup for the Mohawks in terms of batting average.
And goes down looking for strike 3. Brian Bully catches that inside corner. 1 away for the Stallions.
Nicely done right there, getting 4 outs in a row since that leadoff single. Bully looking like he's really coming to his own here at Shuttleworth, finding himself in a nice groove.
And now Cameron Love stepping up to the box for the first time since he had that brutal injury back in the top of the 9th against these Stallions at Cantine. Bully's first pitch will go upstairs for ball number 1.
Looked like Love was showing a little bunt there to see what the defense was going to do to him. You had Fish crashing hard at third. Kip over there at first playing even with that bag.
Pulling away the bunt, driving that into left field. Bertrand going back, and he'll make the grab on the back pedal. 2 quick outs here for the Stallions in this bottom second frame.
Nicely done out in left field right there from Bertrand, having to battle some high levels of sunlight over there, able to make a nice little leaping grab over his shoulder. Well done, Easton.
And now Cade Bush stepping up to the plate for the Mohawks now with 2 outs and nobody on. Bush pitched first pitch swinging, and that'll go right into the kid zone down that right field line. So no 1 count here.
And it turns out I have to inherently be anti-Cade Bush. Being the Florida Gator that I am, Cade Bush going to our foes in Tallahassee at Florida State.
Yes, the Seminoles. And it makes sense. Both do the tomahawk chop here as a little pregame tradition. Bush now with the 0-1, and he'll drop it into right field for a base hit. 2 outs and another single for the Mohawks.
Bush, another good hitter from this Mohawk lineup, just south of 300 on the year, 295. That's his 27th hit of the year. Not a lot of speed, but plenty of pop. He's got 2 home runs to his name so far as well.
And in just 3 out of the 5 games that he's played against the Stallions, he's had multi-hit games in those 3 against Saugerties. Now Josh Overbeek stepping up. First pitch swinging for him. He'll miss on that one for strike 1.
Finally getting to a hitter below that 300 mark for these Mohawks, with Overbeek hitting .230. Does have 24 runs scored and 13 RBIs. Certainly a threat when he gets on the bases.
Here's the 0-1 from Bully. Swung on, and a grounder rolling foul down that first base line. So another 0-2 hole here for the Pittsburgh outfielder.
Another lefty in this lineup as well. So in favor of Overbeek, he gets the advantage on Booley. We'll see with 2 strikes where he decides to attack Overbeek. Does he go straight into the strike zone here, or does he try and expand it?
Boy, now working from a stretch, a little bit of a straight leg approach. He'll throw that pitch low and away for ball number 1.
Way outside. Didn't want Overbeek getting any piece of that one. Good 0-2. A little bit of a waste pitch. He's still very much in control on the mound. Brian Booley.
No attempted steal yet from Bush. Here's the 1-2. Low and into the dirt. 2-2 count now.
Nice job again from Nico Amory behind the dish. Always blocking those off speeds. Very consistent behind the plate.
And as Amsterdam hitting 300 plus as a team with a 306 average. Driving in 208 RBIs as Booley sits down Overbeek on strike 3. And that will end the inning. Nothing here heading to the top of the 3rd between the Stallions and the Mohawks. Don't go anywhere. More PGCBL Stallion baseball is on the way after this. Welcome back. A stalemate here at Shuttleworth Park is 0-0 with 9-10 in the top of the order coming up in this 3rd inning. Colin Mackel to lead things off.
Mackel, the Stallion right fielder, having some give and go on the year himself at the dish. Would like to see him be a little bit more consistent at the plate.
Mackel first pitch swing at that. A little chopper right over to first base. Bush will step on that bag for the first out of the inning. Similar to what Futures did back in the 2nd, 1-pitch swing and 1 away here for the Stallions.
I was just going to say right before Mackel swung at that first pitch, he has been sort of figuring it out. He was 4 of his last 13 going into this one. Unfortunate there that he swings at the first pitch and getting a quick ground out.
And now Nico Amory stepping on up. Reached base safely in his last 6 games. First pitch he sees will be up and in for ball number 1. And,
Amory consistently hitting below 200 on the year, 176, but that OBP has always been north of 350. He's currently at a 417.
1-0 will catch that lower outside corner for strike number 1. Count even.
And you don't really need much out of your catcher offensively.
No, you don't.
No. You want him consistent defensive.
We've seen the catchers really stay patient at the plate, and it's turned out to be dividends in the walks category. Swing and a miss for the Marist catcher for strike number 2 now, and he finds himself down in the count.
Satelli doing a really nice job of mixing some pitches up. It looks like a circle change that he keeps going to.
Satelli now working from the windup here. And here comes the 1-2. Up and away. Count sitting at 2-2.
That one looked a little soft as well. Missing his spot there for certain. Did not want that one as high as it went.
Amory, 12 walks on the year. Sitting behind the team leader in walks with TJ Adams now with 14. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and a screamer right down the first base line, heading foul and hitting that netting. So we'll do it all over again here.
Some decent velo out of Satelli. Nothing that's really blowing anyone by, but he does a really, really good job of mixing things up. Definitely upper 80s with the fastball. Probably 89 to 91, I'd say.
Here's a 2-2. That'll be popped over the grandstand and out of play. So Amory staying alive here. And taking a look back at his last game against the Utica Blue Sox last night in Game 2. 1 of 3 with a 2 RBI single in that 8-run third inning. 2-2 upstairs, and Amory has worked it full.
Another really good at-bat here from Amory, seeing all of the pitches that Satelli has to offer, letting his guy, Jelani Rogers, kind of get some timing together as well. And he's going to have a lot to report back to the dugout at the end of this one.
First payoff pitch here for Satelli, and he walked Amory. The 13th on the season, second tonight for Satelli. And now the Stallions get a runner on first with 1 out.
Great at-bat there from Amory, spoiling a lot of good pitches from Satelli, keeping himself in the at-bat, forcing Satelli to try and work up and out of the strike zone, get a swing and a miss, unable to do it there.
And now back to the top of the order with Jelani Rogers stepping up to the plate for the second time tonight. He'll take that first pitch inside for strike number 1.
In and soft on the hands right there from Satelli, varying his pitching early on in this one, a lot of different first pitches to each of these Stallion hitters.
Amory, the third Stallion to reach on base, has yet to find that second base bag. Low, way away on the wild pitch. The throw over to second will not be in time. So a Benson steal for Nico Amory, and quite a rare sighting.
Probably more of a wild pitch there, but
Thomas
who knows?
Thomas did try to make that throw over to second.
It is true.
And that does constitute a stolen bag, if I'm not mistaken.
Fair enough. We'll have to see what they ruled here in Mohawk, in Amsterdam, as they say, actually.
Regardless, a runner in scoring position now for Rogers. Here comes the 1-1. Low and away, 2-1 now. And nearly the same location as that wild pitch.
And regardless of how we got there, we got a runner in scoring position here with only 1 away, and one of our favorite guys in the Stallion lineup, Jelani Rogers, at the dish.
The first time that the Stallions have a runner on second base today. Here's the 2-1. Bounced into the dirt, 3-1 count now, and it's a very similar situation from what Rogers faced to lead things up. A 3-1 count to start off back in that top first frame, and he was immediately walked on the very next pitch. So an opportunity to get 2 base runners on here for the Stallions could be dangerous.
Was ruled a wild pitch via point streak, by the way.
There we go. Not a stolen base.
If it was a Canton, I think we would have snuck in a stolen base right there.
We probably would have. And I mean, taking a look at Amory, no stolen bases on the air. So I think that's just a robbery on Amory.
Agreed. These Mohawks always got something up their sleeves.
We have action resuming here after the quick meeting between Thomas and Satelli, the new Houston Cougar. Rogers now digging in with a 3-1 count here, 1 out in the top of the third. Here's the pitch, and a drive right over to the shortstop in Love. Love making the throw off balance, and Rogers will beat out the throw, but he is down on the field.
Rogers, that is not good right there. He stretched that last stride over that first base bag, came up really lame, kind of somersaulted, hoping that's not a knee or an ankle. As he pops up, he hopefully is okay over there.
And he got up on his own power with a little bit more of enthusiasm right there, and it's looking like he's walking around fine, so he could be staying in the game here. But Coach Colin Martin going out to talk to him, see if he's okay right now. First base coach Alontra Squida grabbing his helmet. And Amory on that throw from Love immediately booked it 2/3. So now a runner 90 feet away for the first time tonight for either side.
And that right there from Amory was perfect base running that you teach. He's on second base. It was a chopper in the hole. Waited to see what the shortstop Love was going to do with the ball. With the ball in front of you, you have to freeze. You don't want to catch yourself running into an out. And right when the ball left the hand of Love at short, he was able to make it all the way to third base. Great hustle from both Jelani and Amory right there. And Jelani being scored is single on that one.
Runners on the corners here for Brandon Fish now up. He'll send a ball right up the middle. Flip over to second in time. The throw over to first will be there. And the Mohawks get a double play to end the inning. The Stallions were 90 feet away from getting the game's first run, but a single right up the middle caused a double play ball, and that will end the inning. 0-0 heading into the bottom of the third. Mohawks and Stallions coming up after this break from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by MedView Incorporated, Independent Medical Review, world-class results, local connections, IXL Health and Fitness Club, keeping the Stallions fit all season long, and by J. Mullen & Sons Construction, Hudson Valley's trusted contractor for over 25 years. Jelani Rogers still staying in that center field spot, especially after that huge injury scare as he was beating out the throw to first base.
Jelani is one of those guys that you would more than likely give a heart and hustle award to day in and day out, consistently busting his tail up the line in the outfield for his guys, recently committing and transferring from FGCU over to Santa Fe College in Gainesville, and the Saints definitely got themselves a real gamer in Rogers.
And as the kids like to say nowadays, Jelani Rogers got that dog in him. And now Brian Bully's looking to have that dog in him as he's facing 9-10-1 in the batting order, with Hunter Thomas stepping up to the plate for the first time tonight.
How long have you been waiting to say that he's got a dog in him? I'm curious.
I'm halfway when you were talking through your monologue, partner.
I love it.
Thomas coming into the batter's box, hitting .245 on the year, with 23 RBIs on 4 homers and 12 hits. First pitch, he'll foul that one off straight past the grandstand and on top of the Mohawk dugout. 0-1 count here. Taking a look at Bully so far, pitch count rising up to that 25 mark already in that third inning. So he could be in for a long night. Thomas sends that one up into right field down the line. Mackle racing over to get that one, and he'll make the grab just next to the fence. One away here.
Nice grab deep in that right field corner, as you said. Colin Mackle covering a lot of ground out there in right field.
And that seemed to be very close to that right field pole right there. 280 mark. And that could explain the reason why the Mohawks currently have 20 home runs on the year. Stallions only have 7. And now coming up, the center fielder from the University of Pittsburgh in Nick Giamarusti. Now dealing with no one on and 1 out. First pitch, he'll foul that one off for strike number 1.
Giamarusti, a solid hitter on the year for the Mohawks, .294. Only 15 hits to his name, but 12 RBIs and 18 walks, so always on the bases.
Now he'll face a 1-0 pitch, and that'll go into the dirt for an even count.
Bully, we've mentioned it before, pretty untraditional coming out of the stretch as a starting pitcher with nobody on base.
Out of the stretch again. Hope put that one in for strike two. A 1-2 hole here for the number 10 hitter, with the leadoff man in Gage Miller on deck. Both teams with 2 hits on the night. Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss for strike three. The third time tonight. Bully sits him down.
Nicely done right there from Bully, climbing the ladder, getting in and underneath the hands of Thomas right there. Giamarusti. Fantastic sequence right there, Bully.
And now we'll head back to the top of the order with Gage Miller. Had that leadoff single back in the first inning, advanced all the way to second on that missed pickoff opportunity by Fugers, Goforth, and Bully. Now with no one on and 2 outs here. Miller goes first pitch swinging. Fish making the grab, firing it on over to first, and he'll be called safe. Fish seemed to have trouble getting it out of his glove.
Very tough play for either Fish or Rodriguez to be able to make. Fish coming a long way off that third base bag. And as you said, John, definitely caught up in the webbing of Fish's glove. And Miller barely able to leg that one out for a 2-out single.
And it's taking a look here on the stats. That will be ruled a hit. So Miller 2 for 2 on the night. And now Ian Patrude stepping up. First pitch he'll see will be high and inside for ball 1. Patrude's had a similar situation back in the first inning. This time now he has 2 outs to deal with, because in that first inning he flew out to the shortstop in Rodriguez. 1-0 catches the pipe for strike. Count now sitting at 1-1. And Patrude's a .264 hitter, batting second as a designated hitter. Bully trying to get the pickoff attempt over to Gage, but he'll slide back safely at first. Bully now working from his stretch. Here's the 1-1. Going upstairs and in. 2-1 count. And taking a look at Patrude, his last time against the Stallions went 0 of 5 with 1 strikeout. Looking to avoid that here. Umpire calls time.
Granting a very, very late time call for Patrude's right there. You don't typically see an umpire granting it, but Patrude's very lucky on that one.
Miller staying put, taking very big leads off that first base bag and slowly working his way towards that infield grass. The 2-1 gets crushed out into right field. Mackel going back to the wall, and that'll go out for a home run.
Another benefit of that short porch here in Amsterdam. Patrude's getting good contact on that one, but you can imagine that if we were at can time, that would have just been a fly ball to the warning track for Mackel.
Yeah, I would hit a lot of home runs here too if that wall was 280 as well. But regardless, the Mohawks take a 2-0 lead here with 2 outs. And Patrude's his second home run of the year. And now that'll bring up Brett Coker. Coker back in the first inning, flew out to Jelani Rogers in center field for the second out of that first inning. First pitch for Bully will go low and away for ball 1.
It'll be interesting to see just how Bully bounces back with 2 outs and that 2-run blast just given up.
Here's the 1-0. Coker fouls that one back over the grandstand and out of play. For the Mohawks, this is the 3rd home run that they have hit against the Stallions here at Shuttleworth Park. 2 of them coming off the bat of Jacob Hand, who is currently not in the lineup tonight. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Coker going upstairs now on that cut.
And both of those home runs from Hand were snuck out into that right field bleacher, that short porch again. A little bit of a wall scraper here down that 280 line.
Here's a 1-2. Swung on and a line drive right to Rodriguez. He'll make the catch, and that'll be the final of the inning. But not before the Mohawks get 2 on the board thanks to a 2-run shot from Ian Patrude. And now the Stallions will have to go up to bat with a 2-0 deficit. To the top of the fourth we go. Mohawks 2, Stallions nothing. Don't go anywhere. More baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Main Street Restaurant, voted best Mexican restaurant in the Hudson Valley. Senator Michelle Hinchy, she represents you. And by the Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream. The Amsterdam fans are loving this 2-0 lead that they have, all thanks to an Ian Patrut's 2-run shot over that right field wall.
Us in the press box, we are absolutely hating it. We want to see these Stallions jump on some first pitch fastballs, get some runners on early on, move them over, play some good baseball at the plate.
And one of the more recent hotter bats for the Stallions, Easton Bertrand, now stepping up against Kate Satelli in his 4th inning of work. From the windup now, the first pitch to Bertrand. He'll sky that one up into center field. Giamarusti traveling back for that one. He'll make the grab for the first out of the inning. 3 straight first pitch swings by the Stallions and 3 straight outs to lead things off for the Stallions.
Yeah, maybe we don't listen to me and stop swinging at all these first pitches. Maybe we see one, kind of work the count a little bit differently, especially with a guy like Satelli on the mound. And as dominant as he's been on the year, you want to get him out of this one as quickly as possible.
Garrett Michelle looking to do so. He'll take that one on the outside edge for strike 1. And for Michelle, his last appearance against the Mohawks on June 23rd, 0-2 with a walk and a strikeout. He'll swing and miss on that one for strike 2. Might have gotten a piece of it.
Might have indeed. That first pitch was way outside, just barely catching the outer black. That one coming right back to Michelle, off speed, right down the plate.
0-2 way outside for ball 1.
You could tell that Thomas was going to set up way outside there, try and force a swing and a miss from Michelle, the youngster.
Now the 1-2 from Satelli. Outside, and Michelle has worked the count even.
Continue to working that outside part of the plate. That one off speed right there, trying to vary some looks to Michelle.
Michelle, a lefty, could have a chance to go pull it over that 280 wall in right field. Here's a 2-2. Outside for ball 3, and that's 3 straight balls now for Satelli.
You got to imagine that he's going to come right at Michelle right here, 3-2, and try and challenge him with something over the heart of the plate.
Full count here for Michelle. Here's the pitch, and he'll foul that one up over the grandstand and out of play.
Lucky for us, that one was spoiled more towards the third base side. If not, that was about eye level with the two of us up here.
So we'll do it all over again here. Mohawks up 2-0 after that 2-run home run by Patrutz over that right field wall, which is 280. Here's a payoff pitch from Satelli. Swung on, and a comebacker hits Satelli in the leg. He'll grab it, make the throw over to first, and get the second out of the inning.
Really tough break right there for the Stallions. Satelli able to just kick that one straight down, robbing Michelle of a 1-out hit.
And if he managed to able to put that one past Catelli, it could have gone through the middle for a base hit. And now that'll bring up Kip Fugers now on with 2 outs. Grounded out to the third baseman and Coker on the very first pitch back in that top second frame. First pitch, Fugers sees, will catch that outside corner for strike 1. So far, the Stallions 2 hits and 3 base runners. 2 of them getting on via the walk. That would be Rogers and Amory. 0-1 well outside of 4-1. Count now sitting even.
Future's currently riding that 4-game hitting streak where he's 5 for 15 with 2 doubles, 5 runs, 5 RBIs, and 3 walks.
Now trying to look for another hit here as Telly bounces that one into the turf. 2-1 count.
Of those 10 unsuccessful trips from the dish for Futures, 6 of those have been via the strikeout. So you want to see a little bit different approach from Futures, a lot of swing and misses from him.
Now with 2 outs and a 2-1, here's the pitch from Satelli. And it will catch that outside edge. Count now working to 2-2. For Futures, last night he managed to get technically game-ending RBI against Utica, where the Stallions won 11-1 in 6 innings via the PGCBL Mercy Rule. Here's a 2-2, and that'll be called strike 3 for Futures, just catching that outside edge, and that'll end the top of the 4th here. Stallions still down 2-0 to the Mohawks as Amsterdam has a chance to increase their lead. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way after this. Welcome back to Shuttleworth Park here. 2-0 the Mohawks lead over the Saugerties Stallions. Brian Bully coming back out for his 4th inning of work after giving up that 2-run shot by Petrucci so far. 4 hits, 2 earned runs.
Really tough break again. That one well struck, but certainly not the typical home run ball that you see anywhere else in the PGCBL. Bully able to come back against Coker, the third baseman, getting a quick out to end that 3rd frame.
Now Zach Garner leading things off for the Mohawks. He'll foul that one off back for strike number 1.
Gardner, a very dangerous hitter in this lineup. He hits very well against these Stallions constantly. .374 on the year with his 34 hits to his name, including 7 doubles and 1 dinger.
Gardner sends that one out into right field. Mackel stepping up to it and making the grab for out number 1. So far, Gardner 0 of 2 on the night with a ground out and a fly out, both reaching to the right side of the field. And now that'll bring up the extra hitter tonight for the Mohawks, and it'll be Mark Black. So far, 0 of 1 on the night, struck out looking on 3 pitches to lead off that 2nd inning.
A lot of barrel in the last few hitters that Bully's seen. That home run followed by the line out to Rodriguez to end the inning. Want to see him missing a few more barrels going forward.
Bully will send that pitch outside and catching that edge for strike number 1. So far, umpire giving a lot of leeway on both the inside and outside edges as we have an overhead view of what he's seeing. Here's the 0-1, gets fouled back. A quick 0-2-0 here for the extra hitter.
You said it, John. We have a great view of the strike zone, and going back to that Futures at bat, definitely a lot of room that the home plate umpire gave to that called strike on the outer part of the plate.
Plate here made of turf. Here's the 0-2 from Bully. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 6 pitches against Mark Black, all of them strikes. and he'll sit him down for the second out of the inning. Booley's fourth.
That's exactly what you want to see out of Booley. We were just talking about it, finding a lot of barrels lately and able to get Black down on strikes for his second time tonight. Nicely done, Booley mixing it up. Him and Nico Amory know exactly how to approach Black going forward.
And now Cameron Love stepping up for the second time tonight. First pitch he'll see will be upstairs for ball one. So far 0-1 on the night with a flyout to the left fielder in Bertrand. Booley now with the 1-0. Swung on and fouled back into the netting. Count now sitting even. So far, Booley has had a very good outing right here. Other than that 2-run home run, it's been a very pleasant night for the starting ace. Love fouls that one off back again, right behind home plate in the netting, and a 1-2 hole here for the number 6 hitter.
Absolutely. That's really the only barreled up baseball that we've seen really squared up was from that Petrutz home run. Other than that, he has been pitching a really solid game.
Mohawks down to their final strike of the inning. Infield playing relatively back on the outfield grass. The 1-2 swung on and a dribbler over to shortstop. Rodriguez getting that one, firing on over to first, but he'll be called safe on the late throw.
A lot of speed out of Love. Very slow rolling, short, choppy baseball. A-Rod having to make a running throw across his body and the diamond. Just a little too slow on it, and Love racing up that first baseline.
A similar situation from what we saw back in that third inning. 2 outs and a runner on first via the single. That'll bring up Cade Bush. So far, 1 of 1 with a single back in the second. Looking for hit number 2. He'll take that one inside for strike 1.
Nick Bush's last at bat, that right field hit way back in the second inning. And as you said, the 2 outs. Booley able to come right back after that, striking out the next hitter in Overbeek.
0-1 catching that inside edge, but called ball by the umpire. So Booley doing his best to push Cade off the plate.
Looks like the pitcher and catcher unit here for your Stallions are trying to work that inner part of the plate. Not something we've seen too much of in this PGCBL season.
Amory setting up on the outside edge, and a time called here by the umpire. And Cade Bush gets granted another timeout.
Second hitter in this Mohawk lineup that's been granted a very, very late time call, forcing Booley to either to throw the first one and stopping himself halfway in that one.
Swing and a miss for Bush for strike 2, and that was almost an immediate pitch right there from Booley.
You can tell he's a little fired up after having 2 different pitches held up.
I would be too. The 1-2 driven out into right field. Mackel not having to move for that one, and he'll make the grab for the final out of the inning. Mohawks get another hit on the board, but cannot advance him to second base, as it's still 2-0 heading into the top of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. More Saugerties Stallions baseballs on the way from the traveling Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be back. It's still going down out here in Mohawk country as the Amsterdam Mohawks have a 2-0 lead here over the Stallions. And Morgan Wallen playing just down the road, 40 minutes away from Shuttleworth Park. And right now they're going to have to use a lot of speed here, leaving them in the dust cloud. Here, Jake Scrine now stepping up for the second time tonight. So far 0-1 with a flyout to first baseman in Cade Bush. Satelli's still on the mound for his 5th inning of work.
Skriner, another Stallion, riding a hot bat. 5-game hit streak, 6 of 14 with 6 runs, a run in each game.
Sateli fires that one in for strike number 1. And in that 5-game hit streak, he had a 1 multi-hit game that was a 2-hit game versus the Albany Dutchman. Has been on base 6 straight. 0-1 low and away into the dirt. Count now even.
For having a 297 average that Skrine has right now, not nearly as many multi-hit games as you'd expect. Only 3 to his name, all of them just 2 hits in each.
Swing and a miss for Skrine for a 1-2 count now. And his last RBI, you have to go all the way back to Oneonta when they played at Damaski Field. Sateli looking to retire his 4th straight leadoff batter. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and fouled back over the first base side stands. And taking a look, the sun is slowly setting over the trees here in Amsterdam, New York. And the crowd is still relatively large considering that Morgan Wallen concert. Not too far.
Not too far indeed. Some of our Cantine grounds crew are actually at the game right now.
Comebacker right to Sateli. He'll make the grab and take out Skrine for the first out.
Tough break there. Skrine a little late on that one. Chopper, 1 hopper to Sateli, who's able to field his position for the 2nd time tonight.
And now Evan Goforth to step up to the plate. One of 2 Stallions with a hit against these Mohawks tonight. The other one coming from none other than the leadoff man, Angelani Rogers. One out here. First pitch from Sateli will be high for ball 1.
Goforth has a hit already in this one. Glad to see that knee is holding up after taking a few games off. Looks like he's his self again.
1-1 breaking in for strike 1. Count now sitting even. Goforth, a 292 hitter this season with 9 RBIs and hitting .500 against Sateli this season.
Probably the only guy in the PGCBL that can say that.
Strike 2 called here for the umpire. Goforth having trouble getting that bat off his shoulder. Now sitting in that 1-2 hole.
With that single tonight, Goforth gives himself a 3-game hitting streak. 2nd time this year that he's had a hitting streak north of 2.
And the 1-2 just catching that outside edge for strike 3. And 2 away here for the Mohawks. 5 strikeouts here for Sateli. 16 in his 2 appearances against the Stallions. And now Alex Rodriguez stepping up, one of Sateli's 5 strikeout victims. Now with no one on and 2 outs. Sateli from the windup. First pitch breaking in for strike number 1.
A-Rod going down on strikes in his first appearance to end that 2nd inning. Like to see him come up with something big here with 2 away.
Here's the 0-1. Upstairs, called ball. And we've been talking about this umpire. He's very much giving some leeway in favor of the pitcher, just really catching on that outside edge. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on and fouled back into the netting. And Rodriguez is down to his final strike. Rodriguez still looking for his first hit against Sateli. Now in his windup, here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. That'll go into the dirt. Rodriguez trying to retreat over to that first base bag, but he'll be caught for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Mohawks as they still have that 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way after this. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Mike Yanta, Custom Masonry and Excavation. Mirabella's Restaurant, perfect for friends and family tonight and every night. And by Montano's Shoe Store. The best athletes wear the best from Montano's. Heading into the bottom of the fifth here, Mohawks still leading 2-0 from Shuttleworth Park. John Drager alongside Kyle McMullen. And taking a look, Brian Bully still out for his fifth inning of work. And if he manages to get through this inning, he'll manage to go tied for the longest outing he has had in his season as a Stallion.
With only letting up the one big fly and the 2 runs, you have a lot of confidence with Bully right now at the pitcher's mound. You just need to see these Stallion bats get hot. Satelli pitching a really nice 2-hitter through 5 innings already in this one.
And he'll face 8, 9, and 10 with Josh Overbeek, the left fielder, stepping up to lead things off. First pitch will be right down Main Street for strike 1. Overbeek struck out swinging to end that second inning for the Mohawks. Looking to change things here. Bully, here's the 0-1. Just catching the middle for strike 2. Bully looking to retire his 5th batter tonight, trying to stay on pace with Satelli.
Overbeek, one of 2 left-handed hitters in tonight's lineup for the Mohawks.
And just missing upstairs on Overbeek is Bully. Count now sitting 1-2.
41 strikes, 12 balls from Bully, 13 now.
1-2. Just missing inside. Amory thought that just caught that edge for strike 3.
Amory, the entirety of this Saugerty broadcast, was completely convinced as he was all the way out of his catcher's stance, about to fire that one over to Fish to throw it around the horn.
Count now sitting at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Bully, fouled off over the grandstand and out of the yard.
With how much leeway that we've talked about him giving the outer parts of the strike zone, I am shocked that he didn't get a strikeout right there.
Seems like more favoritism on the outside for the right-handed hitters rather than lefties. We'll do it again here. 2-2 bounced into the dirt. And Bully taking a little stumble off that mound now. And we have a full count here.
Rich Doobie taking a few steps out of that Stallion dugout, yelling at Bully, making sure that he's all right. Bully giving him the quick nod. The competitor that he is on the bump, wanting to get his batter Overbeek out right now.
Thomas, 4 walks on the year compared to 17 strikeouts. A team lead at the bat. And there's number 18 right there as Bully sits him down on the 3-2. 1 away here for the Stallions.
Great 3-2 off speed right there from Bully. You love to see it. 3-2 going right after him with some tough pitching. Nicely done, Bully.
Correction, that's actually strikeout number 13 for Overbeek. The team leader, the second man up in strikeouts in Hunter Thomas, whose stat line I did read, is now up to bat. Swing and a miss for strike number 1. And Thomas is the one that has 17 strikeouts on the year. Some action going on in the Mohawk bullpen. Thomas sending a dribbler down the third base line, but hooking foul. So a quick 0-2 hole here. And it looks like we might have some action going on in the Stallion bullpen as well, as Mason Speakers heading on out to catch some pen here.
And that 23 RBIs that Thomas hosts.
0-2 goes way high over the head of Thomas now, 1-2.
Being one of the lowest batting averages on the team, Thomas is tied for second in team RBIs.
Here's a 1-2 swing and a miss for strike 3. Amory getting that ball from the dirt. He'll fire on over to first and get the second out of the inning.
Great time for the slider away in the dirt, getting a nice chase from Thomas. That's 2 strikeouts in the inning for Bully.
His 6th of the game. And now Giamaruzzi out of pit will step up, one of Bully's 6 strikeout victims. Or should I say 5, considering Overbeek has struck out, actually 4. 2 batters for Bully, against Bully, have struck out twice. So now one of 3 Mohawks. If my math suits me right. Giamarusti will take that pitch inside for ball 1.
That one almost clipping some jersey right there. Giamarusti jumping out of the way of that one.
Here's the 1-0. Swung on and a dribbler down the third base line, rolling foul.
63 pitches thrown already from Booley. Definitely doesn't have much of a leash left. And as John mentioned at the start of this inning, he is now officially the farthest into any game he has ever gone for the Stallions, 4 2/3.
And the check swing will be called safe by the field umpire. Now 2-1 count here for the center fielder. And actually, he managed to go 5 innings against the Oneonta Outlaws. So this is his second longest outing here.
I knew I shouldn't have spoke too soon.
Not so fast. As Booley sends that one upstairs now, 3-1 count. Great Lee Corso once said, not so fast.
I will say it's the farthest of his last 3 outings. Any credit there?
Maybe a little.
Momentary?
Yes.
Momentary.
3 innings, 5 innings, 4 1/3.
Yep.
One against Watertown, and then the 2 Oneonta appearances.
Yep, you love it. You love it.
Looking to go 5 innings here against the Mohawks. His longest outing against the Mohawks by a country mile, and he has walked Giamarusti with 2 outs here.
We'll say it was very impressive earlier in the year, the length that he was able to get himself through games. Booley, as we've mentioned on the broadcast, the pitching coach Rich Doobie and Colin Martin keeping these guys in a very strict pitch count, not trying to overextend anybody on the mound. And Booley almost into 5 innings of work. He's pitching pretty well so far. Would really like to see this 3rd out in this 5th frame.
Now back to the top of the order in Gage Miller, who's so far 2 of 2 on the night with 2 singles. The runner goes in Giamarusti, and the throw will not be in time as a good jump from the center fielder gets a runner in scoring position early.
So the third base coach for the Mohawks definitely having a conversation with the rest of his guys, letting him know that they've got the timing down on Booley and they are not going to be afraid to go on him all night.
Now with a runner on second and 2 outs here, an 0-1 count to the leadoff hitter in Miller. Booley from his stretch. Fires. Low into the dirt. 1-1.
Looked like a changeup right there from Booley, something off speed and low, trying to get the dangerous Miller out before he can do any damage himself. Already got 2 hits to his name on the night, a stolen base and a run scored via that 2-run home run back in the 3rd.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Miller 1 strike away from getting sat down for the first time tonight.
Nicely done right there from Booley, reaching back and getting a couple MPHs extra out of his fastball, really gassing up Miller on that one.
Booley looking to get out of the inning here with a runner on second. Here's the 1-2. Outside and upstairs. And now Miller really trying to avoid getting struck out here.
3-2. We've seen Booley not afraid to go with the off-speed as the umpire actually indicates 2-2.
Seems like the scoreboard keeper up here got it wrong. Booley now looking back to Giamarusti. Fires a 2-2. Swung on and fouled back into the backstop.
Under the hands, nice pitch location right there from Booley, trying to get a swing and miss out of Miller. Miller lucky to be still at the plate there, barely getting a piece of that one.
Action going on in both bullpens of the Mohawks and Stallions. Booley with the deuces wild pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And that will end the inning. 3 strikeouts for the man on the mound in Booley. And that'll keep this a 2-0 ball game heading into the top of the 6th. Mohawks leading. And don't go anywhere. We got more Stallion baseball on the way after this. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Peak Trading. Either lifted up or tied down, Peak Trading has the supplies. And by Pretorius and Conrad, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Land Surveying. The Mohawks make a call to the bullpen as Kate Satelli's night is done. Enter Luis Misla. So far 1-0 on the year with a 1.10 ERA. 2 saves in 16 and a third innings pitched, allowing 35 strikeouts and 14 balls on 9 hits.
That right there is absolutely efficient. These Stallions, you will remember seeing Misla back on July 3rd during that 5-1 loss against these Mohawks. Misla came in for 2 1/3 of relief work, giving up 2 hits, walking 4, striking out just as many at 4. An opponent batting average going into this one of 161, so a lot of really well-timed pitches. You see him mix it up a lot. He's got a slider. I remember a couple more off speed. I know he's got a 2-seam that's got a lot of run from that left side, so keep an eye on it and keep you updated on that full repertoire going forward.
And the Mohawks go from a right-handed pitcher over to a left-handed pitcher, so something to note, especially on the base paths. And let's see how aggressive the Stallions want to get. But first, it's going to be 9, 10, and 1 for Misla as Colin Mackel is going to step up for the second time tonight. Grounded out to the first baseman and Cade Bush back in that 3rd inning to lead things off.
And we'll circle back one last time to Satelli's line. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, none earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts in 18 face batters.
Misla's first pitch will catch that outside edge for strike number 1. So Misla already starting off strong here, going on that outside against Mackel, having him try to reach. Mackel takes a swing at that one low into the dirt for strike 2. So a quick 0-2-0 here for the leadoff guy.
Really hoping to see Mackel get some things done. He's figuring it out at the plate as of late. Stallions need a base runner here with no outs.
0-2 will curve right in for strike 3. So a 3-pitch strikeout early for Misla.
And that's definitely going to be a pitch that we see a lot here from Misla, especially with 2 strikes. He loves on that lefty-lefty matchup, that breaking ball, that huge hammer curveball breaking in and away from the left-handed batter.
Now Nico Amory stepping up to the plate. So far 0-0 with a walk on the night. One of 4 Stallion base runners today. They'll take that first pitch in for strike number 1. So with 1 out here and the sun slowly setting here on Shuttleworth Park, lights slowly turning on, and those lights are sponsored by Richards Electric. Amory takes that one well inside for a ball. And it looks like we will also have a change at the third base spot, as it seems like Cameron Love will be heading on over to the bench, and taking his spot will be Paul Winland at third base. Coker sliding on over to shortstop, as Amory will take that low for a 2-1 count.
Winland came in that Amsterdam game late as well, making that defensive switch.
Amory slowly stinking away, going inside his Misla, and now it's a 3-1 count. Three-one count here for Amory. And with 1 out, trying to get walked for the second time today. And he will get that free pass to the first base. So far, 2 at-bats, 2 walks for Amory. And the Stallions get another runner on.
With an OBP as high as Amory, you can only expect that he's going to get on at least once every single time he's in a game.
And now back to the top of the order in Jelani Rogers. So far, 1 of 1 on the day with a walk and a single back in the 3rd inning. They'll take that well inside for a ball. So far, the left-hander really trying to work towards the left side of the plate from our vantage point. Working on the inside for the righties and outside for lefties. Now setting up in the stretch, fires. Low and inside for ball 2.
Misla, the left-hander, towing the arm side of that pitcher's mound. So, as you mentioned, John, going to be coming across his body very far if he wants to fight inside to any of these right-handed hitters.
Here's a 2-all. It'll break right in for strike number 1. And Thomas tried to catch Amory lacking, trying to get back to that first base bag. It's the first time that the Mohawks have played a game since June 3rd against these same Stallions. 2-1, just catching that inside edge. Now the count is worked even.
From our wonderful vantage point here in the skybox, that ball didn't look like it caught a lick of that home plate.
I don't think even the black of the plate as well. Miesla with the 2-2. Swung on, and it seemed like foul tip. Amory would try to head over to second base, but a bad throw by Thomas. And it seems like Amory will possibly have his first stolen base on the game, but Rogers will go down on strikes. So 2 away here, but a runner in scoring position for the Stallions. And now stepping up will be Brandon Fish, who is so far 0 of 6 at Shuttleworth Park on the year, with 3 strikeouts and grounded into that double play with Amory on third to end that 3rd inning. The only chance that the Stallions had to score. First pitch he sees will break in for strike number 1.
So going back to that defensive change for the Mohawks, it looks like Nick Giammarusti is the guy that's going to get pulled. Cameron Love moving out to center field.
Good catch right there, as Miesla catches that inside edge for strike 2 on Fish. So an 0-2 hole here.
There's that breaking ball in that 0-1 count, lefty-lefty. Miesla loves throwing it.
Here's the 0-2 from Miesla. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The second time Fish has gone down on strikes, and that will end the side. 2-0 the Mohawks lead against the Stallions, and we have a new pitcher coming in for Saugerties. Who will it be? You'll find out after this break from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. The Stallions make a call to the Dallas Hot Wieners bullpen, bringing the hot sauce out of the pen as Brian Bully's day is done after 5 innings. Enter James Riley from St. Thomas Aquinas. In his last appearance for the Stallions, went 6 innings, giving up 5 hits, no runs, and got the save in his relief appearance against the Oneonta Outlaws back at Damaski Field on July 2nd.
I personally am very excited to see Riley out on the mound again. One of the Stallions' best relieving pitchers, especially from that right side, as we see a lot of good relief work from Bryce Reimer, who got the start in the first game yesterday. Love to see Riley out there on the bump. Very consistent.
And he'll have to go up against 2-3-4 with Ian Petrute stepping up. 1 of 2 on the night with a 2-run homer back in that 3rd inning. So far the only score of this game. Riley sends that one up high for a ball. Taking a look at Bully's final stat line: 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs with a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Ace behavior from the man out of FAU. Riley goes well inside for a 2-0 count.
Absolutely, and hats off to Bully from coming back and settling down after that 2-run blast that he gave up to Petrutz. Settled in, not allowing anything afterwards.
2-0 is hammered into right center field, and that'll hit off the wall. Petrutz looking to go extra bases here, and he'll go in sliding with the leadoff double.
Good piece of hitting right there from the leadoff man in Petrutz. Continues to swing a red-hot bat for the Mohawks. His second hit of the night.
And right now it's seeming to be a very good night for Petrutz from Maryland, the sophomore. And I believe that's a Big Ten regular season champion in the Maryland Terrapins, hosting a regional for the first time in program history this past College World Series. Now Brent Coker up to bat. He'll pull off the bunt. That pitch goes well outside and low for a ball.
2-run game late in this one as well in the 6th inning. You could see Coker, even though he's a very dangerous hitter at the dish, sacrificing himself here.
Coker will take that pitch upstairs for ball 2. And for Petrutz, entering tonight, he only had a few, I believe 4 extra base hits. Riley now with a 2-0 count here. He fires. Low and away for ball 3. The umpire not giving the man from St. Thomas Aquinas anything on the plate.
And barely checking his swing was Coker there. Didn't get an appeal from Amory.
Riley in danger of giving up a 4-pitch walk with a runner on second. Here's the 3-0. And just missing for ball 4. And Coker takes a free pass to first base.
That one had to be upstairs because it certainly did not miss the plate one bit.
Not at all. And now that'll bring up Zach Gardner. So far 0 of 2 on the night, with a ground out and a fly out, all to the right side of the field. But a dangerous hitter, especially with 2 runners on, a team leading 32 RBIs. Gage Miller in second place on the team with 23. First pitch to Gardner, catching that outside edge for strike number 1.
No outs, runners threatening here late for the Mohawks. You want to see the reliever James Riley getting out here as quickly as he can.
Check swing from Gardner will not go around. Count now sitting even.
It is a beautiful night here in Amsterdam for some baseball.
It is.
Certainly making us miss our home field of Cantine for sure, but loving to see some strong action from the PGCBL East Division.
1-1 gets popped up into shallow right center field. That'll go down for a base hit. Petrutz rounding third, heading for home, and that'll be cut off by Fugers. And another run across the board for the Mohawks, excuse me. 3-0 Amsterdam.
Tough break right there, as it didn't seem like Fugers knew that the runner was actually rounding third on the base hit as he cut the throw off from Rogers. That was the right decision on the cutoff, but holding the baseball certainly was not.
An RBI single for Zach Gardner, his 33rd on the year. And now that'll bring up Mark Black, so far actually a new pitch hitter for the Mohawks. It looks like it will be number 39, Michael O'Shaughnessy, stepping up. So Black will be done at the bat so far, 0 of 2, with 2 strikeouts on 6 pitches. First pitch swinging goes O'Shaughnessy, but he'll foul that one off toward the Mohawk dugout.
Certainly don't blame the head coach, Griff, from the Mohawks in making the change. As you said, John, 2 strikeouts on 6 pitches. This is the moment for the Mohawks to really bust this one open. First and second, nobody out.
Riley now sitting in his stretch, 2 runners on. Here's the 0-1. Just catching that upper edge of the strike zone. So an 0-2-0 here for O'Shaughnessy. And for O'Shaughnessy, a 224 hitter with 11 RBIs and a perfect 100 batting average against Riley this season. Now facing an 0-2 hole here. Here's the 0-2 in the dirt for a ball.
Nice stop right there from Amory, keeping that one in front of him, keeping the runners at bay, first and second.
Overbeat gets second, Garner on first after getting that RBI single to score Petrutz. Second time coming around the bases for the 2-hole hitter tonight. Here's a 1-2 from Riley. Swung on and foul.
Way in on the hands right there. O'Shaughnessy barely getting a piece of that one. Nice spot right there from Riley.
So far, 2 swings of the bats and 3 runs for the Mohawks. And 7 hits on the night for Amsterdam compared to the Stallions' 2 hits.
Stallions consistently be getting put in check from the Amsterdam starting pitching. And with Luis Misla out there on the mound for the Stallions, another dominant arm from the Mohawks, you have to imagine that these guys are going to have some conversations, these Stallions, and figure some things out.
And we've talked about it a lot this season. The Amsterdam Mohawks like to bring out their best against Saugerties. 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. So regardless of the change in the batting order, the number 5 hitter has gone down 3 times on strikes.
A little bit of a hat trick in the 5-hole. That was a great pitch from Riley. Off speed, absolutely buried it. Nico, of course, playing a great role back there behind the dish, keeping it in front. Stallions get themselves that crucial first out of the inning.
And now Cameron Love stepping up for the 3rd time tonight so far. 1 of 2 with a flyout in the 2nd and a single back in the 4th inning. That would be the only hit that the Stallions would give up in the 4th. First pitch he sees, he'll take a swing on that one way outside for a strike.
Great first pitch breaking ball, tailing far away from the right-handed hitter in Love. Great pitch for James Riley.
Count now sitting at 0-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Riley, and that'll go into the dirt. 1-1 count. And this is a pretty big game here for the Stallions so far. Tied with Jamestown for that final spot in the PGCBL playoffs. And only a half game behind Albany in the East Division standings. Amsterdam currently at the top of the East. As Love will send that up into shallow left field for a base hit. Bertrand getting a run on it. The throw to home will be bounced in and overthrown, getting past Amory. The runners will advance to 3rd and 2nd. And right there, it will be ruled a hit for Cameron Love, an RBI single. Make it 4-0 Mohawks.
Tough break right there. Amory, you can just tell that that's 2-hopper from Bertrand, playing a little different here at Shuttleworth off the AstroTurf. A couple of higher hops than he was anticipating, and a lot of steam. That was a really good throw from Bertrand as well. Very unfortunate break right there for the Stallions.
And now the infield we're bringing in to have a quick little meeting with one another. No movement happening in the Stallion bullpen just yet. Seems like they're going to let Riley ride this inning out here. And after yesterday when in 2 games against the Blue Sox, they managed to use a total of 4 arms, 2 in each game. So it was going to be a huge thing heading into tonight's matchup.
Tough break on the bloop single right there from Love as well.
First pitch for Cade Bush. Will be catching that outside edge for strike 1. Taking a look around the league, the Glens Falls Dragons currently on top of the Utica Blue Sox 3-1 at East Field. Riley puts that one outside and low for ball 2. Also happening right now that could have some potential division standings. The Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs leading the Boonville Baseball Club 8-2 in the top of the 6th. And Oneonta falling to Batavia 10-3 in their doubleheader at Damaski Field in Game 1. Bush jams that one inside his hands, rolling it into the middle infield, but the umpires will rule it dead on contact.
Yeah, that one looked like he got a lot of that Cade Bush shin bone. He'll have to walk that one off. Tough break.
And now a 1-2 count here for the first baseman out of Florida State. So far, 1 of 2 on the night with a single and a fly out to right field.
Not sure if any of you fans at home are seeing what we're dealing with up here in the skybox.
Oh, yes.
We had a little bit of a scare right when we walked in as a pigeon jumped out of one of the nooks here in the press box, scaring the daylights out of both John and myself, including Logan Barandis over there on the camera. And then we look down, and there's a nest, and these birds are circling, trying to get back into their home.
The Amsterdam facility workers managing to remove the eggs here as James Riley removes Cade Bush for the second out of the inning.
Nicely done right there, James Riley with the hook, getting that sweeping curve under the hands of Bush, getting himself a crucial second out and second strikeout of this frame.
And right now, 2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Riley, and that'll bring up a brand new hitter here for the Amsterdam Mohawks. That will be Paul Winland, who's taking over third base duties now.
Lots of moving parts in this Mohawk lineup as of late. Winland hitting .333 on the year in 12 at-bats in just 7 game appearances.
First pitch Winland sees will be called a strike on the inside edge. 0-1 count here with 2 outs.
So Winland taking over for Josh Overbeek, a lefty for a lefty as well.
Yeah, because Overbeek currently 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts as well, so falling in line with Mark Black. 0-1 from Winland will be fouled off over the grandstand and out of play.
Sounds like it caught something very metal and very loud underneath us.
Very loud thud.
Yeah.
But now, thudding right here could be the Mohawks with 2 runners in scoring position if Winland cannot register a hit here.
Huge pitch right here coming up for Riley.
Riley now with the 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And that'll end the inning. 3 strikeouts for Riley, but he manages to give up 2 more runs to the Mohawks as they now lead 4-0 at Shuttlesworth Park. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth after this. Saugerties Stallion Baseball, brought to you by the Saugerties Athletic Association, where having fun is what matters. The Rip Van Winkle Country Club, bring your swing to the Rip. And by Sawyer Chevrolet and Motors. The Sawyer Motors Car Show takes over Saugerties this Sunday. And it looks like we'll have another defensive substitution here, as Gia Maruzzi will take a seat in the dugout. Enter Jacob Hand, who will be sitting in that left field spot for the Mohawks. And Luis Misla is still on the mound for a second inning of work.
So 3 different substitutions defensively and, of course, offensively for these Mohawks. Got to wonder what they're seeing out of their lineup tonight that they're trying to adjust.
Looking like to get some fresh at-bats here for the Mohawks, as Easton Bertrand stepping up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. First pitch he'll see will be up and away for ball number 1. So far for Bertrand, 0 of 2 on the night with a strikeout and a flyout to center field. He'll take that pitch inside for strike one.
There's that curveball. A lot more 12-6 action versus James Riley's left to right sweeping curve.
1-1 gets popped up into the first base foul territory, but hooking foul. And the umpire will make the official ruling that it is a foul ball, as Cade Bush was making an effort to try to catch that one.
And I say left to right as in from the hitter's standpoint, out of Riley's hand going left to right, and then as Misla coming off that left-handed arm and you're at the plate, it's going right to left. So keep that in mind going forward as well.
And now a 1-2 count here for Bertrand. Misla trying to retire his fourth batter via the strikeout. Tipped back right past Hunter Thomas. Now roll to the backstop, and we'll do it all over again. Crowd slowly starting to ramp up here at Shuttleworth Park. As day slowly turning into the night, you see the clouds in the background with an orange glow. 1-2 popped up into the middle infield. Over, I believe that's Coker calling people off, and he'll make the grab for the first out of the inning.
Tough break as the Stallions are coming down to some of their final at-bats here at Shuttleworth, really needing some early base runners.
And now Garrett Michelle stepping up, also 0 of 2 on the night via the flyout and a ground out on a comebacker to Satelli. First pitch, Michelle sees will catch that outside edge for a strike, and that looked like that was well off the plate.
Couldn't agree more, John. Home plate umpire looks like he's given more and more every inning.
Eastlake goes right down the middle for strike two, so a quick 0-2 hole here for the designated hitter.
Michelle, a little robbery from Satelli in that second at bat.
0-2 fouled off over the Stallions dugout down the third base line.
Not too many breaks these Stallion hitters have gotten tonight. Just 2 hits so far in this one. Plenty of strikeouts as well.
Now dealing with an 0-2 here. Misla fires. And he'll just miss upstairs. 1-2.
That was a great take from Garrett Michelle. Better than me, that's for sure. As he gets himself that first ball of the count.
You would probably chop at it way high. 1-2 swung on and missed for strike three. The fourth strikeout for Misla in his relief appearance. And so that'll bring up Kip Fugers, the first baseman. Also 0-2 on the night, and it seems like there's going to be some confrontation here between Keith Griffin and the umpires. Looks like they might be discussing that foul ball.
Maybe some unruly fans? Not exactly sure what's going on right now.
It looks like one of the coaches for the Mohawks will take a step out and maybe direct the fans to work a little bit in. Maybe some bullpen action going on here for Black. But regardless, the pause in the action, well, we will have Kip Fuger stepping up to the plate here in this top 7 frame.
Looks like a wild Mohawk was just hanging out in that bullpen area, and the first base umpire wanting to get him out of the field to play.
Now we resume the action. First pitch to Fugers will be called a strike. So far, Stallions 2 hits on the night, managing to only get 5 runners on base on the game. Pitch goes high for a ball. And now Fugers here working with a 1-1 with 2 outs and no one on. Pitch goes upstairs for a 2-1 count.
Look like some off speed there, probably a changeup, trying to get Fugers chasing there with just the 1 strike.
Misla, also a pitcher working from the stretch at a consistent rate. Fires the 2-1. Missing inside, 3-1 count now. Fugers looking to become the 4th Stallion to reach base today against the Mohawks. Here's a 3-1. Just catching that outside edge for strike 2. And now Miesla's worked it full.
Stallions could really use a 2-out base runner here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Well inside and low for ball 4. And the Stallions get a runner on with 2 outs.
Just like that, speak it into existence, that 2-out base runner. Gonna need to do a lot more than that, though, to get back into this one.
And Jake Skrine's going to step up 0 for 2 on the night. Grounded out in the second. Grounded out in the fifth, excuse me. Flew out in the second to Cade Bush. Futures now leading off that first base bag a little bit, to the pleasure of Miesla. First pitch, Skrine is going to swing at for strike 1.
Skrine taking a mammoth hack on that one, trying to get the Stallions 2 loud runs here.
0-1 to Skrine, and he'll pop that one up down the right field line, but it will hook foul.
And you say pop-up, but with the porches here out at Shuttleworth, that ball definitely had a little bit of a chance. Skrine very late on that one, able to carry it way up that right field line.
If it just would have went straight, this could have been a 2-run game easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Miesla now with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And Skrine is not happy at that one as we head into the 7th inning stretch with the Mohawks leading 4-0 over your Saugerties Stallions. Don't go anywhere. More action to come from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Welcome back to Shuttleworth Park here. The Mohawks leading 4-0 over your Saugerties Stallions heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. John Drager alongside Kyle McMullen, and the bats have just not been going for the Stallions. It seems like a little bit of karma after giving 14 hits to the Utica Blue Sox last night.
Absolutely. These bats have been dead quiet. Haven't seen a Stallion hit since the 3rd inning on that Jelani Rogers infield single, and the only other hit was that 2nd inning hit from Evan Goforth. So we're going to need to see a lot more from these Stallions if they're going to give themselves any chance of getting back into this one.
Yeah, but James Riley has to face off against 9, 10, and the top of the order with Hunter Thomas, the catcher, coming out to bat. So far, 0-2 on the night with a strikeout in the 5th and flew out in the 3rd inning. First pitch he sees, he'll take a hack at that one, but hook it foul right toward the Stallion dugout.
Jacob Hand, we mentioned, making that defensive substitution. Another lefty being added to this Mohawk lineup. He's on deck.
Thomas will take that pitch well outside for a ball. And we do have to mention that GM Arusti's day is done. And now it'll be Jacob Hand stepping in place.
We mentioned at the top of the broadcast too, John, Hand having 2 home runs over that right field short porch. First time Stallions ventured here.
Riley puts one way inside on Thomas, and he has to duck away from that one. So now 2-1 count here to the catcher. Here's the pitch from Riley. Low and away for ball 3. Riley in danger from giving up another leadoff runner for the Mohawks. Here's a 3-1 from Riley. Swung on and popped up into the infield. Fish trying to get underneath that one, calling everyone off. Gets underneath that one, and he'll make the grab for the very first out of the inning.
Nice way to come back right there. 3-1. Able to get Thomas chasing on a fastball up on the hands, popping it up in between that first and third base bag. You love to see it.
And now Jacob Hand of WPI will step up, and last time the Stallions played against him here at Shuttleworth Park, 2 home runs over that right field wall, which is about 280 feet, may we remind you. They'll take that first pitch inside for a ball. Mohawks looking for their 9th hit of the game here. Hand pops that one up, but it's looking to trek right over the netting and out of play. Count now sitting even.
Hand 327 hitter on the year as well. Has 3 home runs to his name. And all 3 home blasts. His third on the year coming against Boonville in a 17-3 win back on June 25th.
1-1 chopped at by Hand, but he'll miss all of it for a 1-2 count.
Hand 19 RBIs and just as many strikeouts on the year. So a 327 hitter that loves to swing the bat.
Riley puts that pitch well outside for a count of 2-2. You have to mention, especially with that right field wall, that left field wall has been a problem because Rodriguez has hit a ball towards that wall, but it stayed in. Pitch goes well inside, making the count full here.
Yeah, that would be courtesy of the old Shuttleworth lean back, as that left center field wall looks like it could give out any second.
It could fall right at this moment as we speak. Here's the payoff pitch. Just catching that outside edge for strike 3.
Nice pitch right there, going soft and away from the left-hander, working that outer half of the strike zone, giving Jacob Hand his 20th strikeout of the year.
And we'll have another pinch hitter here for the Mohawks as Gage Miller will be done. Enter Connor Moore from Florida State. Another Seminole, Kyle.
Shivers down my spine, John.
First pitch he'll see, and it will hit him. And he'll take a free pass to the first base bag.
Not what you want to see with 2 away in the inning. A free pass, the first pitch that he sees. Very unfortunate. A 206 hitter as well on the year is Connor Moore in 34 at-bats.
And now Ian Patrutz will step up. 2 of 3 on the night with a home run and a leadoff double back in that 6th inning. Patrutz's first pitch he sees will be low for a ball. And Patrutz has been a nightmare for the Stallions today. He had that double, came all the way around to score, and that 2-run home run with Gage Miller on base. Here's the 1-0, and it will catch the inside for a strike.
You said it, John. Patrutz definitely the player of the game so far for the Mohawks, starting it all off back in that 2-run 6th inning with that double.
Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2-1 count now.
That one, the sweeping curve, it looked like trying to catch the outer part of the strike zone, didn't break enough.
So Miller's day will be done after going 2 of 3 with 2 singles. And the pickoff attempt will be called safe. And Riley thought that could have been the inning ender. So 2 great opportunities to catch these Mohawk runners stealing, wasted.
That was really close over there at first as well.
Call. Pickoff attempt will go past Futures, though, hit off the backstop. And Cardinal Moore will head to second standing.
Tough break right there for your Stallions. Riley, a little bit off target with that one. Futures unable to come off the bag and do much with that, as Moore able to get all the way up to scoring position now, 2 away.
And we look like we have some action going on in the Mohawk bullpen. Taking a look here, that might be the end. And Arlen Butts is warming up, the right-hander. The 2-1 from Riley swung on and a dribbler over to second base. Goforth picking that one up. Throws over to first, and that will end the inning. The Mohawks get a base runner on, but cannot advance him to third, as it will be 4-0 Mohawks heading into the top of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Amsterdam makes a call to the bullpen as Miesla's night is done after 2 innings. Enter Arlen Butts coming out of Rend Lake Community College. Taking a look at his season thus far in an Amsterdam uniform. 1 of 1 with a 4.23 ERA and 17 innings, allowing 18 strikeouts, 19 hits, and 4 walks.
And hats off to Luis Miesla in those 2 innings. Just 2 walks, no hits, and 5 strikeouts to his name in 8 batters faced. So very efficient stuff from the first right-hander out of the bullpen for the Mohawks. We'll see what the Stallions can do against the third guy they see in Arlen Butts.
And Arlen Butts will have to face off 7, 8, and 9 with Evan Goforth stepping up. 1 of 2 Stallions with a hit tonight. Goforth first pitch he sees will be well outside for a ball. And taking a look at his last appearance for Butts against Albany as he throws that one out for a 2-0 count. 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, 1 of them earned on 3 hits with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts and 17 batters faced. Butts now working quickly here. Here's a 2-0 swung on and fouled back into the mask of the umpire and Thomas for a 2-1 count now. And we've taken a look at Arlen Butts so far. It seemed like he was one of the starters for Amsterdam, but now taking more of a bullpen role. Now dealing with a 4-0 lead here against the Saugerties Stallions. Here's the 2-1. Just catching that outside edge, and the count now even.
Just barely grazing that outer black. Could have gone either way. Goforth doesn't care. He's ready to hit.
Butts puts that one low and away for a full count now. Taking a look at Miesla so far, he's pitched 3 innings, against the Stallions on June 5th, but that's the longest he's gone. It's been 1 inning, 2 innings, 2 1/3. Very much bullpen stuff for Misla as Goforth goes down on the payoff pitch, strike 3, and I'm sorry, that was way outside.
Way outside indeed. I agree with you. Goforth would definitely agree with us as he started taking some steps towards that first base bag.
And now Alex Rodriguez stepping up 0 for 2 on the night with 2 strikeouts swinging. First pitch you'll see, he'll check on that one for strike 1, and that was a very lazy swing. Looked like he wanted to hold back on that one. Count now sitting at 0-1. Butts fires. Catching that outside edge for strike 2, so a quick 0-2-0 here for the shortstop.
Home plate umpire is certainly expanding that strike zone the deeper we go into this one. Not sure what color jersey he's rooting for. Certainly not gray.
Rodriguez fouls down one off, back into the netting, count remaining the same. And you know, like on the Yes Network, how they have like a gauge of the umpire and see what he's like?
Mm-hmm.
He's very pitcher friendly.
Oh, absolutely. Pitcher friendly is a nice way of saying wide strike zone.
0-2, low and away. Count now sitting at 1-2.
You would love, absolutely love to see A-Rod get something going for the Stallions in that bottom of the order role.
Here's the 1-2, and that'll get him looking for strike number 3. His 3rd strikeout of the night for Rodriguez, this time looking. And now Colin Mackel will step up, the right fielder from Marist. So far, 0-2 tonight with a ground out to the first baseman back in the 3rd inning and a strikeout to lead off the 6th. First pitch will be low into the dirt for a 1-0 count.
Stallions down to their final 4 outs here at Shuttleworth. You'd love to see something going sooner rather than later for sure.
The 1-0 from Mackel gets fouled down the first base line.
Good hack at the fastball right there. Mackel trying to get something going, as we keep saying here in the broadcast, just out in front of that one.
Butts now waving off the first 2 signs. Finds one he likes. 2-1 gets popped up over the grandstand and foul. Count now sitting at 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
Mackel coming into this one a even 200 hitter with 12 hits to his name.
Mackel sends one back up the middle, and that'll just hit off the glove of Moore. And he'll get on via hit. The Stallions' 3rd hit on the night.
And again, the first hit of that since that 3rd inning. You love to see it with 2 outs. Mackel getting his 13th hit on the year. Nicely done. We need to see some more here, and we need to keep it going.
And here comes Nico Amory rounding out the bottom of the batting order. So far has been the only Stallion to get on first base multiple times tonight with 2 walks. First pitch he sees will be in the dirt for ball 1.
Mackel seeing about 5 pitches in the at-bat, forcing Butts to show him a lot more of his pitches. Hopefully Amory picked up on something that he wants to deliver on.
The 1-0 goes high for Butts, now sitting 2-0. Well, taking a look back around the league, the Glens Falls Dragons beating the Utica Blue Sox 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Mohawk Valley beating Boonville 9-2 in the bottom of the 7th. And Oneonta still knocked up at 0 apiece with Batavia in the top of the 1st. Amory takes that one for a strike now. Count sitting at 2-1 with 2 outs.
I'm just sitting here shaking my head. So is Nico Amory. That is just well off the plate. Certainly not a strike. Unfortunate.
Here's a 2-1. Swung on and a grounder right over to the shortstop, and that'll get through for a base hit. Amory, a perfect 100 on the bases tonight. And the Stallions are looking to create some 2-out magic here with the top of the order coming up.
100 or 1,000?
I believe 1,000 now.
1,000, there you go.
100% technically.
100%, I like it.
Regardless, he's been on base 3 out of 3 times.
And that's all that matters. Stallions getting themselves back-to-back hits here with 2 away. Nicely done. Love to see that out of the bottom of your order.
And now Jelani Rogers stepping on up, and it seems like there will be a mound visit here for the Mohawks. And taking a look here for Nico Amory. Walk in the third, walk in the sixth, single in the eighth. And hopefully for Jelani Rogers, who has now one of 4 hits on the night for the Stallions. He's looking in to drive hit number 2 in for the game's first run for Saugerties.
This right here is one of the guys that you really want to see at the dish in crunch time situations in Jelani Rogers. Always trying to do everything he can for his team, typically coming up with the answers that you're looking for. And Rogers, only 8 RBIs on the year, but personally scoring 19 runs. Being a leadoff hitter, typically won't get the opportunity to score too many RBIs, but thanks to Colin Mackel's 2-out hitting, able to get himself something here.
Now at his 4th plate appearance tonight, he'll check swing on that one, and it'll be called a strike. And something to notice with Rogers, he seems like he's tucking in that back elbow as he's trying to swing. He's really cranking back and trying to unload.
Yeah, we've seen him get into trouble a little bit with some launch angle stuff, kind of dropping that back shoulder a little bit. Definitely one of the better swings on the team, though.
Rogers will take that one well high, making the count even. And
But struggling so far in this one, first inning of relief appearance.
struck out the first 2 batters looking in go forth and Rodriguez, but gave up 2 straight singles to follow that up. Here's the 1-1, catching that outer plate for strike 2.
That one we'll say was a strike. That was a good, slightly off speed, not too much taken off of it. Maybe a sinker or something, just a little variation from his usual fastball.
Butts now looking to retire Rogers here. The 1-2, low and away. Count now sitting at 2 apiece.
Nicely done by the battery mate in Thomas back there, keeping that one in front and keeping Mackel at second base.
Stallions look to create some more 2-out magic here with a runner on first and second. Mackel at second, Amory at first. Here's the 2-2. Swung on in a chopper over to third base. He'll make the grab, throw it on over to first, and he will be ruled safe. Jelani Rogers using that speed to get on over there. And Winland is dumbfounded. Bases loaded for Brandon Fish.
Winland apparently didn't take any notes from Jelani's second at-bat back in the 3rd inning when he beat out that ground ball. That one a slow roller. He waited back on it, caught it on a big hop. Jelani much too quick to get called out on anything like that.
And Brandon Fish so far 0 for 3 on the night with 2 strikeouts, looking to change everything here with 1 swing of the bat. We'll take that first pitch low for a ball.
First time the Stallions have been able to load the bases against the Mohawks in this one. Hoping to see some magic out of Mr. Brandon Fish here.
He's been in a situation like this before, but never down 4-0. 1-0, just catching that inside edge for a strike, and that looked well in.
You know how I feel about tonight's home plate umpiring.
Oh, yes, I do. With the bases loaded and 2 outs here. Butts now looking to get out of the jam. 1-1, swung on and missed for strike 2. Fish looking to chase upstairs.
Coker completely vacating that shortstop position, trying to get Amory napping off that second base bag, but Butts and Coker on very different wavelengths there. If Fish would have been able to have any sort of slight contact over there, that could have been 2 runs.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and driven over to the first baseman and Bush. He manages to bat that down. Step on the bag for the final out. Bases loaded. The Mohawks get out of the jam. And it's going to be insurance run time here for Amsterdam heading into the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way after this. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Steyer's, celebrating over 50 years of keeping you on the road. The facility, promoting physical fitness and athleticism in a fun, safe way. And by the Emerson Resort. Treat yourself to a getaway at the Emerson. 4-0 Mohawks lead here, heading into the bottom of the 8th. And Brett Coker stepping up to the plate for the 4th time tonight, looking to add some insurance runs here. So far, 0 of 2, excuse me, with 2 flyouts and a walk back in the 6th inning. James Riley still on the mound, and a chopper down the third base line will be ruled foul as it just got to the left side of the third base bag. Great play there by Fish.
Great play indeed, and we are still fuming right now in the press box after Cade Bush was able to barely knock down that screaming one-hopping line drive up that right field line to keep this thing a 4-run ball game.
0-1 to Coker, low and away for ball 1, and James Riley out on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Potentially his last. 1-1. Popped up into shallow right center field. Rogers getting underneath that one, and he'll make the grab for the first out.
Nicely done right there from Jelani. The floodlights here at Shuttleworth, not very strong. Nothing compares to the Cantine lights for sure, but gonna seem like maybe a little bit more difficult to see some baseballs in the night sky here.
Zach Gardner now stepping up. 1 of 3 on the night with an RBI single back in the 6th. First pitch he sees, he'll bunt it up. Riley trying to make sure that'll roll down, and it will die on the turf. So an infield single for the Mohawks, and they get a runner on first.
Interesting strategy right there. Gardner 1 for 3 on the night, one of the best hitters in this lineup. Selfishly just pushing a bunt up that third baseline and barely staying fair as well.
Now that'll bring up Michael O'Shaughnessy. So far 0 of 1 on the night with a strikeout swinging back in the 6th. One of Riley's 4 strikeout victims on the night. First pitch O'Shaughnessy sees will go down Main Street for strike 1. And something that we saw yesterday in Game 1 against Utica, a bunt single that broke up a no-hitter against Bryce Reimer.
Yeah, very unfortunate way to lose the no-hitter, but in a 0-0 ball game, you can't fault Fernandez, the center fielder for Utica, too much. He's just trying to get himself on base.
A comebacker right up the middle. Go for it. Can't get a handle on that one, and everybody will be ruled safe.
You can just tell that these Stallions are not used to fielding ground balls on this AstroTurf. A major advantage for anyone in an Amsterdam uniform as they see this stuff every single day. Go forth, seeing that top spin coming at him. That second hop off the turf is going to really shoot at your glove, and that one just catching him in a weird spot. Unfortunate there.
Now Cameron Love stepping up for the 4th time tonight. 2 of 3 on the day with 2 singles, one of them driving in a run. Now with 1 out and 2 runners on. First pitch from Raleigh will catch outside for a ball. We'd just like to remind you that tomorrow will be a doubleheader against the Boonville Baseball Club. Coverage will start at 4:30 right here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel for Game 1. Here's the 1-0. Love trying to bunt over the runners, but goes well inside. 2-0 count now.
Trying to play a little small ball with the 4-run lead are the Mohawks, trying to get themselves that very key 5th run. Keep this one almost out of reach.
Riley now down in the count 2-0 here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and driven into right field. Underneath that one will be Macko. He'll make the catch. Gardner tagging up, and he'll go into third standing with 2 outs and runners on the corners.
Mackel ranging far to his left down that right field line. Not much put behind that baseball, and of course it almost goes out here at Shuttleworth.
And it seems like another arm for Amsterdam will be warning up. It looks like it's going to be Santhosh Gotham from Brown. Now stepping up will be Cade Bush. 1 of 3 on the night with a single, a strikeout, and a flyout. 2 outs here. First pitch he'll see will go upstairs for ball number 1. Bush has had the Stallions number. A few multi-hit games against the Stallions earlier on in the season. The 1-0 down down Main Street for a strike. Thought that was called a ball. I didn't see the signal from the umpire.
Gotta keep an eye on these guys. Never sure what he's gonna call.
Riley now in the stretch. Fires the 1-1. It will go outside. 2-1 count now.
O'Shaughnessy getting a pretty aggressive secondary lead off that first base bag. Amory more than likely not going to try any sort of back picks here with the runner Gardner on third base. Don't need to risk anything like that.
Riley now with the 2-1. Swung on and driven up the middle, and that'll go in for a base hit. 1 run will score, and that's another RBI single for the Mohawks.
Tough break for the Stallions, having that leadoff runner reach. That second hitter of the inning, in Gardner, reaching on the bunt single, and then the unfortunate bobble of the ball up the middle from Goforth, giving more base runners.
That's another run for the Mohawks, make it 5-0 Amsterdam in this bottom 8 frame. Now Paul Winland stepping up for the second time tonight, struck out back in the 6th. First pitch from Riley, swung on and missed, and got him to a knee. Goes Paul Winland. So far, the number 8 hitter, 0 of 3 on the night between Overbeek and Winland. 3 strikeouts. 2 going to Overbeek, 1 to Winland. Now with 2 outs and 2 runners on. The 0-1 swung on and missed for strike 2 for Winland.
There's that curveball that we've mentioned before from Riley. A lot of good action into the hands of the left-handed hitting.
Riley looking to get out of the jam here. So far giving up 1 run on that RBI single by Cade Bush. Time called by the umpire. Winland steps out for a moment and gets back in. Riley staying still on that mound, waiting for his call. Here's the 0-2. Low and away for a ball.
Nicely done there from Riley, trying to expand the strike zone, get another swing and miss, not give Winland an opportunity with the runner in scoring position, and 2 away.
O'Shaughnessy on second, Bush on first. 2 outs here. And the 1-2 from Riley. Swung on and a comebacker right up the middle. Goforth grabbing that one. Flips it over to Rodriguez on second, and that'll end the inning. Not before the Mohawks get a 1 insurance run across the plate and make it 5-0 Stallions. It's going to be last licks time for Saugerties as we head to the top of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Welcome back to Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam making another call to the bullpen, as it will be Santhosh Gautam from Brown University coming in to close things out so far. 1-0 on the year with a 1.20 ERA, and in 15 innings with 17 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 9 hits.
4th pitcher that the Stallions will see We have seen Gotham before, and that was way, way back in this PGCBL season. But taking a look at Arlen Butts' final line, that 1 inning of relief work, allowing 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, no runs, nothing earned. Still, Stallions trail 5-0 in this one.
And Gotham will have to face 3, 4, and 5, with Easton Bertrand stepping up for the 4th time tonight. So far, 0 of 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout, going all the way back into the 1st inning.
This is Bertrand's 3rd time leading off an inning in this one. The only time he didn't was back in that 1st inning.
First pitch Bertrand sees is going to be upstairs for ball number 1. Stallions looking to try to create some miracle magic here in the top of the 9th. Swing and a miss for strike 1 goes Bertrand.
Not the best swing that we've seen Bertrand take, but he's a veteran presence at the dish. You can expect that he's going to make the adjustment here.
The 1-1 from Gotham. Swung on and a dribbler to the shortstop. Coker grabs that one, throws it on over to first, and gets the first out.
Gotta appreciate the hustle up that first base line from Bertrand. Coker getting the out by about half a step. A lot of speed. 5-run game. You could always just roll over and take it. A guy like Bertrand is a constant competitor. You love to see that type of grit.
And now Garrett Michelle stepping up for the 4th time. 0 of 3. Flew out, grounded out, and struck out in his appearances thus far. Takes that first pitch down low for ball 1. As for Amsterdam, they will host the Glens Falls Dragons tomorrow with at a 6:35 p.m. starting pitch. Second pitch goes on the outside edge for strike 1, making the count even.
Got him pitching with a lot of confidence in that 5-run lead.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So Michelle down to his final strike here, and got him looking to retire Michelle here. In his windup, here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Stallions now down to their final out of the game. And it's going to be Kip Fuger stepping up. So far, 0 of 2 with the strikeout in the 4th, grounded out in the 2nd, and got on base via the walk back in the 7th. Was the only base runner in that inning. First pitch he'll see will catch that outside edge for strike number 1.
Tough night at the dish for Garrett Michelle. Got good wood on that ball up the middle in the 4th, but Satelli able to kick it back in front of him, get him out. Hasn't done much since.
Fuger swings and misses on that one, and now the Stallions down to their final strike of the game.
Rally pony time here, as Fugers is going to need to do something big to keep things going for his Stallion teammates.
Amsterdam on its feet. Got him with the 0-2. Check swing. And the field umpire will call him safe. He did not go around. So the at-bat stays alive here.
Got to appreciate the first base umpire not just packing it in and giving the home fans something they want to see.
1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that's your ball game. The Amsterdam Mohawks win 5-0 at Shuttleworth Field as the Stallions fall to 15, 13, and 1 on the year. Amsterdam improving to 26 and 4 on the season.
Very tough outing here for your Stallions. Only 5 hits in this one. 5-0 is your final score line. Very tough break as they host Boonville tomorrow in a 2-game doubleheader at Cantine. And there was a lot of good things from this one that we saw, but the bats just went completely quiet from the 3rd inning through until that 8th inning where we were threatening with the bases loaded. And after a night like last night, 8-run 3rd inning, it's just not at all what you want to see from your Stallions.
Yeah, 5 total hits from the Stallions tonight, coming off a 14-hit 6-inning win over the Utica Blue Sox. So they're trying to look to bounce back in a 2-game doubleheader against the Boonville Baseball Club back at Cantine, could just be what the doctor would have ordered. But that'll do it here from Shuttleworth Park. For Logan Barandis running the camera and social media, and for my broadcast partner, Kyle McMullen, I'm John Drager signing off for now. The Mohawks win at 5-0, and we wish you a very good night here from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.